Hello, everyone. This is Yahweh. I am speaking to you now from Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is the 24th of March, 2013. I've had quite an adventure over the last few months, to put it mildly, and I want to share as much of that with you as I can at this time. I've actually negotiated, I guess you might say, some exchange work here at the Apathy Studios so that I can use their facilities to record. I've been doing some chores, I guess you would say, manual labor and the like here, assisting them with various things, and in exchange for that they have been so gracious as to assist me in recording this and hopefully another more detailed tape for the vault. A few months ago, and it's difficult to kind of put myself back at that time because so much has happened since. My mind is full of both memories and emotions from this time. You see, I have very much enjoyed the time that I have been allowed, but at the same time, you look back, I think, always with regret. I think it is a human, Jacu trait that I have, I don't want to say inherited, that would be wrong, but picked up, from being around. This is my home now. I have actually been with some of the nice young men here in the various musical groups, trying to get introduced to Jacolets, and I find it very difficult to approach anyone in that way. But my work as an emissary of Nibiru, of the Anunnaki, anything really to do with the Arcturians, and what we did was assist in saving this planet from what could have been cataclysmic destruction. I mean, just the one that almost got away over Russia, if it wouldn't have been destroyed, it could have caused great damage when it hit. The Jacu look to the skies and they see nothing. The craft that are used are too small to see. They would appear often as just a blip in the corner of your eye for a moment. And the human eye does not see what it does not know, what it is not trained to recognize. You understand, when the conquistadors came to the New World, some of the natives here in North and Central America, South America, could not understand what they were seeing. This I've heard secondhand, but I've experienced in other ways, firsthand. See, and this is not this is something that just is a characteristic of your race because the age in which you live is one of much transition. Recall from me now, here we are in 2013 on the planet here of Earth, of Delta Sol, and the Jacu walk around with these machines that have been available to them for 5 Earth years. Okay? The technological advances that have just happened within the last 100 years are so many that we would waste all of our time speaking of them. Look back now at the turn of the century when the 1900s begin here in this world. The industrial, the manufacturing, the dependence on the fuels and the electricity spreading all over the world. And as this progresses, wars break out. Japan, when World War II began, the Japan was in a desperate situation of needing resources, those which they could not supply on their own. Russia, a country of which I spent much time. Russia is a country rich in resources and grabbing for more all the time. The same with China, the United States, Canada mostly. But I want to address something before I move on, and that is the individuals with whom I've let down over the last few months by my absence. I want to address you as friends, I hope, because I need you to understand what happened. I left going to Australia to visit my friend, who I will not say his name here in this tape, but he will know. He was the first one I was going to see, and then many others were to follow. The craft I was carrying in was about the size, I would say, the way I would compare it is the small vans that they drive the taxis in. They call them, here in Utah, they call them minivans, John says. But minivan, I don't, but they are very popular here because all the Mormons have so many children. My goodness, what did I hit? I know, guys. Oh, okay. Yes, I will not move that way again. Excuse me. So, I'm flying along and I'm minding my own business when next thing I know the ship just begins to descend. I had no control over this craft. Now, this is an Arcturian shuttle, you may say, would be the term. About this size, like I say, of a shuttle you might take to the airport, see the van. Full of things in the back that were mine, my possessions, not theirs. So I pushed down, they pushed me beneath the ocean, which I am safe contained in the ship, of course, but there I sit for I don't know how long go by, perhaps an hour, I do not know. But then this is where when I say beamed aboard, people laugh at me because that's a joke we use here. But you must understand there is only one race that uses the technology of transporting a living being from one place to another with using energy, using technology on the Star Trek. But that is the Greys. So when I sitting in this ship in the ocean, it's quite dark, and one minute the next I'm sitting on a I guess you would say a chair in a very brightly lit craft. Did not know where I was, did not know where I was going, did not know who had me. The beings that spoke to me were not Greys. This is the great mystery. This was individuals using technology that the Greys would not share with anyone for any price, as far as those of us who understand their dynamic know. But here they were with this technology, and these were, as far as I could tell, Jakku. They may have been Arcturian. Arcturians are very similar in nature, in appearance, in biology to you, Jakku. They are the closest to you. That is why they have assisted you so much. Now, the Jakku, if it was Jakku, how would they understand how to work this? This is mind-boggling. If it was the Arcturians, it would make so little sense. It boggles the mind. The how do I say this correctly? The group that is here near Earth. It's not just that anybody can come over and just visit Earth on vacation. This is a group that is selected and monitored. It's supposed to be easy to do and false proof for. One moment. I must drink many waters while so I take, I'm taken, and they begin to question me, but just general questions, honestly, bizarrely general questions, such as, um, you know, uh, what is something that you would like to eat, where are some places that you like to frequent on Delta Sol. Like of a friendship nature, but people I do not know. Then somehow I was transferred because, well, I say somehow because I don't understand where I was or who I was with. You know, you're on some kind of a ship you don't see outside. You don't know where you are. But the Americans were involved. Now you must understand when people talk about America, friends, there's the America that is the people, that is the government, that is the soldiers, that is the all these things, and then there is the America that is the true ruling class, those who are in positions of power to which they are not elected, they're not chosen, they can't be let go or fired or dismissed by the people. This is who has much control at times over. One example for sure is the internet. The internet is something that people say, oh, it should be free, and it is to some extent, but you must understand that as soon as something goes out there, it can be tracked. Though I don't understand it, but the Jakku technology, those that deal with this, they explain it to me very clearly how this, is so available. The to be given over to the United States was not a bad thing, first of all, because the United States is usually the logical choice for, I guess you would say, third parties here on Earth, for which they have nothing else to do with, because the United States has many installations of bases all over, they take them there, move them around. But they decided to put me in Guantanamo. Now, for this, I do not know why, but I was not mistreated. I was not. The whole time I felt like I was being ushered around quickly to the next thing. Many times you have to sit there and just do nothing, but I was not mistreated. They certainly didn't try to torture me. I didn't see any of this. What I saw was people who are being held without any kind of trial, without any kind of access to legal, lawyer, attorney, solicitors, they're some of them they say we're scheduled to go home, but they never leave. It's very sad. No one knows what to do. And there's much disappointment in Barack Obama, who said he will close Guantanamo Bay. He says this, and then he does not do it. And so I am there, and they begin to ask me questions, because that is their job. It's what they would call intake in their profession. They've got to get a line on me so they can build a file on me, is what they say. They don't know who I am or what I am. They just know I was brought to them. I'm just like anyone else. I'm a number, the picture and a file, a small sheet of my name. They say, your name sounds Greek. I said, no, I'm Russian, is what I said. I said, I said, my name is Yahweh, and they kind of, what do you say, like sniggers when they go, like they fake laugh, like you're such an idiot type thing. But I don't think it was with malice. I think that they just thought that I was giving them a fake name. They asked me many, many questions. They asked me if I know of this. They asked me if I know of that. They asked me if my religious beliefs. I answered them all truthfully, and I think this probably took them unawares. I was very frank and blunt, and when I say blunt, I just mean short. I did not elaborate on anything. I was very respectful when I gave these answers. And the more they asked, and the more honest I was, the more people they kept calling and buzzing in and joining in on